More than 5,000 pieces scattered across 20 countries around the world. They're the Benin bronzes, the ancient Benin Kingdom's treasures looted by British forces in 1897. But a new initiative is bringing them all together in one place for the first time, online. Digital Benin lists over 5,000 artifacts from 131 institutions, like this pair of ivory leopards, which currently sits in the British Museum, or this plaque, which is in Chicago, almost 6,000 miles from Lagos, Nigeria.
Digital Benin is a knowledge platform that assembles all the known works of art, objects, artifacts from the former Benin Kingdom that have been scattered all over the world after the colonial invasion in 1897 in Germany. But we are collaborating with Nigerian institutions and obviously with all institutions holding works of art and archival materials that we find are relevant for research on Benin artifacts worldwide.
It's painstaking work, but Benin, its culture and people are at the heart of the project. Digital Benin hopes to restore Edo scholarship and understanding to the story of the Benin bronzes.
So it's an Edo-centric platform in many ways, and it's not only an involvement of Nigerian partners and scholars, but it's really the drivers of the platform. For example, we've worked with the artist Ozaze Amarazun, who is an artist based in Lagos. He is an Edo man, and he really gave the platform a visual language that is deeply contextualized and deeply rooted in visual language and iconography of the Benin object.
It's not a pro-restitution platform, but it has benefited from the changing debate around colonial looted heritage, and it could accelerate the process of return.
The statement of saying, this is where the pieces are, this is what's out there, and this is the work that we need to do in order to understand how they got to the museums. For me, it's making a very strong statement that we weren't able to make before. And also it visualizes the problem. It also allows Nigeria to understand and to know where the things that they can request are.
Some institutions have given back the treasures in their collections. Germany has returned over 20 objects to Nigeria as part of a major restitution agreement. Hundreds more could follow. Over 900 pieces from the Kingdom of Benin are in the British Museum in London, the highest in the world. The second highest is here in Germany, several of which are here at the Humboldt Forum. It was once a palace for Prussian king and queens, but it's now home to several non-European and pre-colonial artifacts, including Nigeria's Benin bronzes. Over 30 pieces are on display inside the Humboldt Forum, including this memorial head of a queen mother, which is the centerpiece of the museum's collection. The museum says it's committed to seeing all bronzes returned to where they belong. Discussions around repatriation have led to some serious questions. Are museums celebrating cultural heritage, or are they clinging to stolen treasure? As talks and negotiations continue, Digital Benin and its vast database helps future generations of Nigerians reconnect with their history, bringing this priceless Benin cultural heritage firmly into the future. Rita Osakwe, Arise News, Berlin.
All right, Steve, this is interesting to see. I mean, I thought that it was important that she highlighted that this is not a pro-restitution platform, and that but it could accelerates the process of return. As you know, we've been talking about these return of our stolen artifacts. But I was just, you know, 'cause I was surprised to hear that it was about just 20 artifacts that were returned from Germany alone. Did they not pledge a bigger number?
Yes, they did. I mean, this is a story after my heart, you know, to start with, by the way. You know, lovely report from Rita. Yes, Germany did promise more artifacts, and I think that they've got tons that they want to return. But, you know, like the British Museum will also, you know, tend to say, it's also about the readiness of where they are coming to. You know, gladly for Benin, I don't know how that will be okay for the Edo State government. I think that it's been gazetted that any of the Benin bronzes coming back to Edo State will go to the Oba's Palace.
Yes, that has been established.
Which has been creating friction, not just between the Oba's Palace and the Edo State government, but also between, you know, I mean, I'm among a few stakeholders who felt that not all the Benin bronzes that were taken out, stolen, you know, looted, came from the palace. There could have been a few more in order, because Benin at the time was like an open gallery,
Oh, that's
you know,
a
like
good
an
point.
open, you know, museum, and therefore it works with the point that the Edo State governor in particular has been saying, is that let us have, yes, you know, let things return to palace, but let us also have a standard royal museum, you know, where people can come like normal museums, you know, standard thing, and access some of these works. But what is important to me, though, because that will be an ongoing debate, but what is important to me is that this platform has been created in Berlin, basically showing that you can have a digital museum and interaction with everything Benin artifacts and bronzes, you know, all over the world. So I like the fact that it is bringing all the works together digitally. It is also bringing, you know, creating a platform between the works and what they represent, and of course, you know, the people. I had the opportunity in 2019, February, I believe, where I shared the stage with the Edo State governor at the British Museum, where they also incidentally plan to return some of the artifacts stolen from Lagos, you know, back to the state as part of the preparations for the museum that was coming, the J.K. Randu Center, you know, in particular, that, you know, was initiated and started by Governor Amode, and of course has been completed by Governor Sanwo-Olu, you know, so it was a beautiful thing. The area of disagreement, though, was that they said that they were going to loan it back to Nigeria. We said it never belonged to you.
How do you loan something
it's
that
a work.
was stolen?
Return them. So they pledged to return about 22,
Yeah.
you know, from the British Museum. So I like the fact that the conversation is continuing. You couldn't have stolen things that belong to us for reasons that, you know, we may not, you know, want to start debating now. You have kept them for so long. You've made money from them,
You have
know,
that
for
is-
so long.
you have made
and then
money
the least that
for
you can
so
do
long.
is to say, hey, it's high time that we returned, you know, all this work. So I think that we should be relentless in making those demands, and to say that don't cherry pick, don't say take 10, take 20. No, whatever. I like what they said about the museum there, that whatever is stolen ought to return to where they come from.
Absolutely.
This is about restitution, this is about reparation, and nobody should sugarcoat what it means, really.
Well said, Steve.